Hi guys, I am here to talk with you about our lesson for this weekend, February 22nd and 23rd. We're continuing with Moses and the Israelites, and we are talking about when Jethro, who is Moses' father-in-law, came to visit him. And this is kind of a random story that isn't always taught, but I love that we're teaching it because honestly, it's one of my favorite stories in the Bible because it's so encouraging to me. So the basis of the story is that Moses is doing the work of the Lord. He with the Israelites, and he is helping them solve their challenges amongst the people and all this. So his father-in-law Jethro comes to visit, and it goes on. Jethro is like encouraging him, like, you're doing a great job. You've led these people out of Israel. God has rescued you from the power of Egypt. I know he has great plans. So he's just like a really big encourager. And then it says the next day Moses sat as usual to hear the people's complaints and do all these things. And Jethro's like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to do this all alone? And he's like, listen, his best advice, I love this, in Exodus chapter 18 verse 21, he says, but find some capable, honest men who fear God and hate bribes, appoint them as judges. And then it goes on to say, they will help you carry the load, making the task easier for you. If you follow this advice, and if God directs you to do so, then you will be able to endure the pressures, and all of these people will go home in peace. And I just love this passage because working in ministry, and I'm talking at any level, because you and I are called to different levels of ministry, but it's still really hard. And I think sometimes, especially like people with my personality, will tend to try to do it all. I try to do it all myself, or I feel guilty for asking for help, or I feel like I should have to do it myself, or maybe you feel that way, or just overwhelmed, or whatever it is. And God's like, no, you don't have to do it alone. Ask for help, and that will help you, that you will be able to endure the pressures. Not saying that there aren't going to be any, but if you're doing it with other people, it will be better, and everyone will have peace. Just a reminder that it's better for everyone. And so that's why I'm grateful for the local church and for Northridge specifically. When I was at my last church, I had an amazing team of people, but I was the only kids ministry person on staff. So I am grateful to be in a church now where there's multiple of us even on staff, so that we can encourage each other that way, but also with you guys as an amazing team. And I'm just so grateful for it. And it's been like a struggle lately for me to sometimes find joy, because I feel like it's just been hard, like, because we're short-staffed, and I feel like it's not what it could be. And so this is just a great reminder to continue. Sometimes I can get focused on programming and it's just hard sometimes to find new people or to invest in that. So it's just a good reminder that, hey, listen, look for these people. They will help you. So anyways, I'm speaking mostly to myself. Sorry for that tangent. This weekend, though, we are talking about Jethro helping Moses. And so what that looks like in small groups is for pre-large group time, you'll all have a deck of cards. And what you'll do is just like throw them out like a 52 card pickup type of situation, and ask one child and one child only to pick them all up, or if you have older kids, to pick them all up and put them in order. You can do it a couple different ways, like however you want, sort them by suits, whatever, and then time them and see how long it takes, and say, of course, especially the boys love a good contest. And then you're going to talk about how that was kind of hard, and then ask them if they would like somebody to help them. And so do it again with helper and see how much faster it goes, and then involve everyone in the group and show how fast it really can go. And look at that time difference on your timer. Use your phone or whatever that looks like. But the idea is to begin the conversation about how even minor task becomes so much easier when we're working together. So that's for everybody, 1st through 3rd grade. And then for 1st grade, for post-large group, you have these signs that say good idea or bad idea, and you can post these around. You can pull the wall even and do 2 separate groups, however you want to do it. But then there's some situations that you can read, like your mom told you to clean your room, but you keep playing your video game. Is a good idea or bad idea? And then it goes on to talk about some different things. And feel free to make up your own scenarios and write those in. Ask the kids if they have any situations that they can think of and they could tell their peers. All of those things. So that's for 1st grade. And then there's also discussion of Bible skills for everyone. For 2nd and 3rd grade, your other activity is, it says on the sheet that you'll see, write down the names of people and pass them out, or basically they're going to be describing. So let me back up. So I did write out some names of some people that we have been talking about the last few weeks as we've started talking about Moses and the Israelites, the who? So you can use these or you can make your own, but for example, Pharaoh. So you wouldn't want the whole group to see this. You would just want one child to take this and look at it and then try to explain it to the group. So you could say, like, this is a man, they were in charge of Egypt, and then keep going until the group of kids guesses Pharaoh. So they could keep going, like he kept saying no when Moses asked him. God sent plagues to convince him. So those types of things for each one of them. So that's all I have for this weekend. I hope to see you soon. And read the story of Jethro in Exodus 18. It's a good one. Take care.